a Dear Media original podcast.
Today's episode is brought to us by KiwiCo. Creativity is so close to my heart. I feel like when I was growing up, it really boosted confidence for me. I was always like building forts or getting filthy in art projects. And it was a huge part of my childhood experience. And I'm a really big believer in it for truly everyone from the ground up. KiwiCo believes that every kid is naturally creative and curious, and that hands-on experiences really build that creative confidence and problem-solving skills, and that those things can change the world. KiwiCo delivers extremely fun learning for kids of all ages, whether it's about science or sensory play or games or geography. Every crate is designed by their team of experts, and it inspires excitement and curiosity and moments of discovery. I did a chemistry project with Oliver from KiwiCo, and it was so much fun for both of us. And he actually loved it so much that I told a lot of people who asked what he might like for a birthday present that the subscription is an amazing gift. I think the thing about the subscription is it is also a huge gift to parents because having that creative energy delivered monthly to your door without having to go to any store or collect any materials is very, very exciting for the whole family. The KiwiCo crates are super fun and they are completely stress-free, so you can really enjoy quality time making projects together. Redefine learning with play, explore hands-on projects, and build creative confidence with KiwiCo. Get 50% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line at kiwico.com/good instincts. That's 50% off your first month at kiwico.com/good instincts. Hi, welcome to Good Instincts. I'm Shira Barlow, but you may know me as the food therapist. Join me every Monday through Friday for bite-sized episodes designed to help you close the gap between where you are right now and where you want to go. This should feel good, like really good. And it will, I promise. So I was going to talk about something completely different today, and then something happened to me, and it was so emotional to me, and I feel like a lot of people could relate, and it just felt like in my soul, that's what I was supposed to talk about today. So I was at a birthday party for my son's preschool classmate, and someone asked me not just if I was pregnant, she asked me when I was due. And I literally felt like I was kicked in the stomach. And then I exited the conversation, ran to the bathroom, and sobbed. And, let's first take out the really obvious thing, which is that we're not supposed to talk to women about their bodies like that. Like, you're really not supposed to ask someone that unless they're like really, 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 really obviously pregnant. Now, I am not pregnant, but even if I was, and again, I'm really not. If I was, and that's what she assumed I would be in my like little tiny, tiny first trimester pregnancy, like first trimester. And I probably wouldn't be telling her anyways. But let's take that aside. And also let's take away the fact that like, I don't know if you know anything about my personal life, that's not really like in the cards for me. And I know plenty of people who, right now are struggling with fertility or maybe just had a miscarriage or really so badly want to be pregnant but aren't for whatever reason. Let's take all of that out because that's not really what was going on for me at all. It's just purely that she like deeply, deeply insulted me. I'm going to tell you why, but I do want to start by saying, obviously there's nothing wrong with looking pregnant or being pregnant, but this was the reality for me. And I think honestly, the thing that was really, really hard for me is that I know what she's talking about. I think anyone who has ever been pregnant knows that, you could stand in the wrong way or you're getting out of the shower and you're kind of slumped over and you could look, unfortunately, like you were in your first trimester of pregnancy. And I also just want to call out that I am, for all intensive purposes, like a thin, fit person. And you might assume that my stomach is also like perfectly flat. It's not. And so, yeah, if I'm standing in the wrong way, then listen, I see it. I've seen it. I know what she's talking about. So I kind of went through like the grief phases in my friend's bathroom and I ended up, being really devastated. And then, you know what? I got really pissed because I felt like, listen, if my body is so confusing to people that like I would have these like small legs and then like not a flat stomach, if that is so confusing, then I think that there's something wrong in terms of like what we're showing society of what a woman who has given birth looks like. I think the reality is that there would not be a business for like Skims or Spanx if this didn't exist because the reality is that it does. And I think, I thought about myself and how I contribute. And I think that a lot of us could relate that like for every like flattering photo where I feel really good, there's also a ton of angles that I don't. And we don't post those and we don't show those and we put on the Spanx and we do all the things so that we don't look like there's been any remnants of ever being pregnant when in reality there is. And, we've had people like Sarah Nicole on the show, and she's amazing. By the way, that episode is amazing. And she goes so far as to say, she loves those parts of her body, the parts of her body that show that, she carried these really healthy, beautiful children. I really, really, really love that for her. And I think there are some people right now like Sarah Nicole who are just incredible role models in that way. And at the same time, I totally understand that not being totally realistic for everyone. And I think it's okay to live somewhere in the middle or on one spectrum as long as we are in acceptance about just where we are at this moment right now. I wouldn't say that for myself. I wouldn't say that I love my stomach, but I am in acceptance that that is my stomach and that is what it looks like. And sometimes if I'm standing up straight and I'm like engaging my core, I feel pretty good and I honestly feel pretty confident. And there are also a ton of other angles that I really don't show that I do see like in the privacy of like getting out of the shower and just kind of being slumped over. And in those moments, I'm kind of like, ooh, stand up. So I guess my point is that when you hear people like Sarah Nicole, who again is absolutely amazing, talking about that she doesn't just accept she loves those parts of herself. I think it's also totally honest to say, listen, do I wish that I had, the stomach that I had before Oliver? Yeah, I do. I do miss parts of my body from that time. But am I in complete acceptance about this is what my body is? Yeah. And aside from, I don't know, like surgically playing around with moving things around, this is what my body is. And again, it really does change day to day and moment to moment and depending on what's going on for me. But in general, I do feel really confident, which is why this kind of hurts so bad. But I guess the thing is are we not seeing enough bodies of real women who have given birth? And all the different ways that that can look after, whether you're someone who is really fit or you're less fit. And, this is coming from someone who does care. And this did really hurt because it's something that is like one of my biggest, if not my biggest insecurities. The thing is knowing how this made me feel in this moment, it is so not worth it to risk asking someone something like this and like ruin their day. So let's just not. Let's really, really, really not. And I think in some cases that it might be seen as a great way to bond with someone where maybe you've been pregnant or you really think that they're pregnant and you would like to bond on that. But if they're not sharing that information, there's probably a good chance that either they're not pregnant or they just don't feel like it. Again, there's nothing wrong with looking pregnant and there's nothing wrong with having a body that has been pregnant before and then hasn't completely gone back to the way that it was before. But I think in general, as we know, it's just not cool. Let's just not. I am so curious to know if any of you have your own experiences with having conversations like this and kind of grappling with, being in acceptance and also having a hard time with this because both can be true at the same time. Come find me on Instagram at Shira_RD and we can talk more. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening to Good Instincts, hosted and written by me, Shira Barlow. You can find me on Instagram at Shira_RD. Good Instincts is a Dear Media daily. Today's episode is brought to us by KiwiCo. Creativity is so close to my heart. I feel like when I was growing up, it really boosted confidence for me. I was always like building forts or getting filthy in art projects. And it was a huge part of my childhood experience. And I'm a really big believer in it for truly everyone from the ground up. KiwiCo believes that every kid is naturally creative and curious, and that hands on experiences really build that creative confidence and problem solving skills, and that those things can change the world. KiwiCo delivers extremely fun learning for kids of all ages, whether it's about science or sensory play or games or geography. Every crate is designed by their team of experts, and it inspires excitement and curiosity and moments of discovery. I did a chemistry project with Oliver from KiwiCo, and it was so much fun for both of us. And he actually loved it so much that I told a lot of people who asked what he might like for a birthday present that the subscription is an amazing gift. I think the thing about the subscription is it is also a huge gift to parents, because having that creative energy delivered monthly to your door without having to go to any store or collect any materials is very, very exciting for the whole family. The KiwiCo crates are super fun and they are completely stress-free, so you can really enjoy quality time making projects together. Redefine learning with play, explore hands-on projects, and build creative confidence with KiwiCo. Get 50% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line at kiwico.com/good instincts. That's 50% off your first month at kiwico.com/good instincts.
Please note that this episode may contain paid endorsements and advertisements for products and services. Individuals on the show may have a direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to in this episode.